going on, you guys? Welcome to Liberate Your Money, episode 43. It is November 21st. It's a Sunday. We got a couple big closes coming up with the weekly tonight and then the 3-day close tomorrow. Plus, I wanted to talk about the layer 1 beef going on between Ethereum and the other layer 1s. Like AVAX and Solana, as they're competing, gaining market share. There's just a lot of banter going on Twitter, and you love to see it, honestly, because I think it's healthy for the space. It helps us grow, and just like capitalism, you got to have competitors to get the best products, right? I mean, it's healthy to have competing layer 1s because it forces everybody to be their best, right? So we'll start off talking a little bit about Bitcoin's price action. This is the 3-day chart. I think it's the cleanest chart on Bitcoin. The weekly is pretty clean too. But last video I did, we were breaking out. We were at like 67K. It looked like we were about to go parabolic. I was saying that it was a high possibility that we could, because it looked a lot like this consolidation right here. And to be fair, it did before we had this sell-off, which we're seeing a lot of this year in crypto. I noticed during this bull cycle, you get a deviation. So like when you have, let's go to a different chart. So when you have a clear resistance, all-time high break, price gets above it, but then it gets shut back down. We call that a deviation, right? It gets smashed back down into the range, and we've seen that a lot this year with just like all sorts of coins. You get a breakout, and then it was almost like some whale was just waiting for that parabolic liquidity to dump like massive bags, and then we just get shut back down and forced back into the range, back into consolidation. And that's kind of where we're at right now. This is the chart with the 60-day cycles. Each one of these green dots, the eyes, are the 60-day cycle periods that I was talking about in my last video. And as you can see, it's playing out rather well. I kind of predicted this little possibility that we could do something like this based on this fractal here and the 60-day cycle ending close to the top, and that's exactly what's happening here. We haven't came down and tested this trend line. You know, I was talking about that in the last video, how I thought that when we were consolidating here that we would kind of maybe make our way back to this trend line, and then we didn't. We pumped up, and then we saw this deviation, and then now we're actually seeing kind of what I was predicting. And I guess I was just kind of getting ahead of myself. Sometimes you just got to be patient. And so it looks almost exactly like this fractal. I mean, we're getting a little more sell-off right now. I think we could get a nice rebound, at least to like 60, 61, 62. And then, you know, kind of reevaluate from there. But I think a major level for me, if we look at this chart here, this gold line, I don't want to see price close below that. I think that's why tonight and tomorrow are big closes for me, because tonight we got the weekly. And if we look at the weekly, we can see that price clearly broke above old weekly resistance. Then we got above it, had this fake out above like previous all-time high, got shut back down, and then now we retested that. We actually wicked below it, which is great to see. You want to see that. That's what I want to see. This is a major buying area for me. If this is going to hold, then this is going to be your biggest opportunity risk reward, right? Buying support, because we want this support level to flip. So far it's done that. But tonight is the weekly close, 6 o'clock where I'm in Central Time. We want to see that close above this gold line, which is 58.3 on the Coinbase chart. And it happens to be the same level on the 3-day chart. And on the 3-day chart, we have this beautiful butterfly doji that closed yesterday. So that's encouraging as well, because it closed above the gold line. It tested it, wicked below it, and then got above it, closed. And now looks like we almost retested it again, and now we're kind of just hanging on. And so this is a buy opportunity as far as I'm concerned, until we lose this area, which I think it can wick down and even get down into this wedge, and maybe even end up testing this blue support line, right? Like we were originally thinking was going to happen. I think this wick and this 3-day close is encouraging. I think this could just mean that we're going to bounce and maybe even just kind of keep consolidating sideways into this ascending triangle that we have going on here, and slow grind up. Maybe it's just going to be a slow grind up. I don't, where we may have these little runs where we go up 30% or 20%, and then we consolidate 15% or 20%, and then we go up 30%, consolidate 15%. So like, we're making higher lows, and maybe that's going to be the nature of the beast for a little while, or maybe this is just like the way of vertical accumulation before we go parabolic in that last leg. So I'm kind of just weighing all those options. I don't want to see this gold level lost. Once I do see this level lost, that's not going to be good. I'm going to be looking to set stop losses on a lot of my alt bags, because the potential for a double top is just too large for me. And and this late in the cycle, I think you just got to be prepared for anything. I don't think that's going to happen, but I have to be prepared for it, because who knows what's going to happen. Just because I think that we're going to go on this mega bull run doesn't mean that's going to happen. So I have to prepare for the worst, right? Yeah, that's why we do TA, is so that we can prepare ourselves for what's coming. And right now we're teetering on the edge. I mean, we're above the support level I want to see us above, but we're flirting with getting below it. So it's like, we got to pay attention. Tonight's close, tomorrow's close is big for me. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about Bitcoin price action right now. We're still bullish, in my opinion. We're kind of just consolidating in what looks to be like a wedge. It's above support. I don't like it when you consolidate above support. That's not good to me. That tells me that maybe, usually when you consolidate above support, it means that you end up falling through it. If you consolidate under resistance, that usually means you break above it. So like, I don't like to see us consolidating above support. But you could also say that we are consolidating below resistance, because we technically are consolidating below the previous all-time high. But I like to work with candle closes. I think they're more important levels. As you can see, we bounced off it here, testing it again here. So anyways, so the layer 1 battle. If you're in the crypto Twitter community, you probably know who Zusu is, CEO, co-CEO of 3AC Capital, 3 Arrows Capital. Basically, he's putting out there what I've been saying about Ethereum for a while. If you've been following my channel, you know that I've been calling Ethereum an elitist chain for a while now. And that's because, I mean, it's hardly usable for the average person. If you don't have a 6-figure bankroll, just even transacting, sending ERC20 tokens, moving stuff around, stake, it just costs too much money for the transactions and the gas fees. So that's been the narrative all year, right? It's been layer 1s competing with Ethereum and them gaining all that market share, while Ethereum tries to figure its shit out and migrate from proof of work to proof of stake to all these layer 2s that are supposed to make everything cheaper and faster. And it's just taking a lot of time, and a lot of developers, they've just decided that, like, look, and I said this a while back, where's it at? And I said this a while back, that like, ETH's trying to do too much. When Alex Kruger was saying that Bitcoin plus Solana is greater than Ethereum, Ethereum is trying to do it all itself, trying to be money plus the layer 1. And I totally agree with that. Like, Ethereum has the advantage of first mover in the smart contract platform space. And given that, like, so much was trying to be done on that chain that it just like over flooded it and just like made it super hard to like do anything, and just like fees skyrocketed, and the price of it going up is not good for it because the fees are so high. And then just like it's just got all these problems. And like, you know, chains like Solana and AVAX, they started out their chains seeing all these pitfalls that ETH has, so they like had a head start. They, from the get-go, they were already proof of stake. They already had these super low fee, fast transacting systems, blockchains, and they're meant to scale. So like inevitably, all the developers that are waiting on Ethereum to figure its shit out, you know, evolution isn't going to wait around. People migrated to other chains. They learned to code on Solana. They learned to code on Avalanche. And that's what we're seeing. And you can see it in the metadata. You can see it on the on-chain data, like just the amount of wallets, the amount of people that are using the chains now. It's massive, and it's good for the space. But it's like I've been saying for a while, there's like a non-zero chance that Ethereum becomes like the MySpace of smart contract platforms. Now, I don't think it'll become like MySpace in the sense that it'll be like completely irrelevant, but like in the sense that it was a first mover in the social media space, in the blockchain smart contract space. But because it's like super hard to like reverse a blockchain or change it, like it's just like maybe these other faster L1s like Solana and Avalanche just like end up becoming bigger, or like end up filling those niche spots in DeFi and in the NFT space, you know, while Ethereum's figuring its shit out. And I'm not saying Ethereum's gonna go away and it's gonna like just be irrelevant, but like it's clear that people are migrating, people are bridging, people are using these L1s, and they're pissed off at ETH. I mean, that's why Suzu had this outburst, and he has since retracted a lot of this. He said, you know, maybe I was a little harsh, but like it's true. When you're using the stuff day in and day out like we are, like it's just frustrating. You don't want to have to deal with fucking, you don't, if I want to move my ERC20 tokens from wallet to wallet, I don't want to have to pay a $30 fee to do it. Like, it's just not feasible. And then you start moving around stuff, playing with Solana, playing with Phantom Wallet, playing with Cosmos, playing with, you know, all these other blockchains, L1s, L0s, and it just really, you get this like wake up call that you see Ethereum like maybe this, for the time being, you know, this, it's just not happening here. And so, you know, this whole cycle I've held not a lot of Ethereum. Like I hold a small, like a decent bag, but like not as much as a lot of these people do. And like, look, the ETH BTC chart actually looks pretty fucking good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like this doesn't look terrible. I think it's just flagging sideways, and you know, if it gets above that 0.08, like this thing is gonna go bananas. And so I think from an investment standpoint, like, yeah, ETH as an asset like looks decent, but ETH as a smart contract platform and usability, like, I don't know, it's just tough for me. And does that affect this, you know, the asset, Ethereum as an asset? Does it affect it? You know, the thesis, is it going to affect it? I just always have that in the back of my mind now. So I've been heavy in Solana all year, you guys know that. I've made the bulk of my money this run from Solana, so you know, I'm not here to pump my bags, but you know, I have moved a lot to Avalanche. I did that about last month. I mean, just from the chart, just by looking at it, I mean, it was consolidating this clear above the old all-time highs. If you compare the market cap, total market cap, compared to other, if you compare it to Solana, it's still a 2x away from Solana. It's still like a, I don't know how many x's away from Ethereum. I don't know if it's going to ever get as big as Ethereum, and maybe not this cycle. You know, it's probably not likely that either one of these gets to the level of Ethereum this cycle. But if we do go on a parabola, I like the risk reward. I would much rather put my money in a solid, smaller market cap coin that is competing for that Ethereum market share than I would, you know, putting it in Binance coin that's already at 100 mil market cap, or 100 billion market cap. Like, Polkadot's another one of those plays. That's an L0 though, it's a little different, so that's like kind of competing with like Cosmos, which I hold Cosmos as well, but it's just those L0s seem to be a lot slower movers, and I don't know, it has to do with their tokenomics. I think they're great long-term investments, and you can stake them and earn a great yield on it, but other than that, I mean, I'm looking for fast movers for the last half of this cycle, or I shouldn't even say half. We're in the last quarter, in my opinion, and I've been telling you guys I don't believe in the super cycle. I think this crypto cycle, the Bitcoin chart is, or the total crypto market cap is a super cycle. Like, if you want to see a super cycle, just look at the crypto total market cap chart. This is a super cycle. From the birth of crypto to now is a super cycle. But those super cycles don't come without these bear markets, multi-year. This is 2014 and 15, multi-year bear market. 2018, 2019, multi-year bear market. So, and then luckily we only had a couple month bear market here. But yeah, if you look at the total market cap, look at it, we're right on support, on all-time high support. That's beautiful. We want to see us hold that and keep it going. I did want to share with you guys this chart that was brought to my attention on Twitter by JJ Cycles on Twitter. Just a clean chart that this is the altcoin total market cap. So this is back in 2015, 2014, previous all-time high. We broke out, boom, we had this consolidation, broke out above it, and then had this all-time high consolidation where we were moving up, and then it went parabolic for basically the whole year of 2017. And look at how similar that looks. We broke out of the all-time high, came up, consolidated just like we did here, and now we're like grinding up just like we did here before we went parabolic that whole year of 2017. Like, when I look at this chart, this actually makes me want to believe that maybe we do have a whole year of price appreciation left in crypto markets. Like, I see stuff like this and it actually makes me think that maybe we do have, like, maybe we are only halfway through this fucking bull cycle. But like, I can't plan for that. Like, you have to plan for a shorter cycle if you want to keep your profits. And I guess that's kind of my main point. Like, even though we have this hopium, we see charts like this and we're like, damn, maybe we got a year left of this cycle. Like, you can't just prepare for that. Like, you have to, I mean, you do have to prepare for that by like scaling out, because you don't want to sell early. And we talked about that in my last video, how I plan on selling a little bit if we go up, sell a little bit, we go up, you sell a little bit. If we go parabolic, like 200% in a couple weeks, then you sell more, right? It's all dependent on how parabolic we go from here and how much I'm going to sell at any given point. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. But I see charts like this and I'm like, I smell that hopium, man. I see it. Like, the technicals are there. But again, I have to plan for the worst. These next 2 days are huge. Like I said, I really don't want to see the weekly or the 3-day close below the gold support. Butterfly doji is encouraging. We want to see it hold, guys. And if for whatever reason, let's just say worst case scenario, okay? Worst case scenario, let's say that price actually falls below this blue trend line, okay? That would suck, right? It'd be terrible. I would hate that. where would I potentially like to see a bounce? Where would be the last buy of resort, so to speak, before I completely give up on this cycle? It would probably be right here, right? And even then, like, man, that would be tough. But like, these are the two levels I would be looking to. This is the first level I would be looking to buy. Like, if this broke, you know, maybe this high right here at 53K. But even then, if it goes to 53K, you're basically inside the blue still, roughly. But like, if we started closing, getting 3-day daily closes below this blue trend line, like, I would want to see us bounce at that 48K level. Let's see what we got for monthly. I believe the monthly is like a, yeah, this would be the last resort right here, 47. That would be the level. That would be my last resort level. So we don't want to see that. We want to see this blue hold. We want to see this gold line hold. And so far we're bouncing right now, guys. It looks good. We're back up to 60K. We've actually bounced like $1,000 since I've done this stream. So love to see it. We got a big weekly close tonight, big 3-day close tomorrow. It's looking good, guys. Hit me up on Twitter, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you think, and stay safe, ease up on the leverage. We're all gonna make it. All right, I'll see you in the next video.